yeah, sorry guys. Let me put this more through the video. So I was going through like, yeah. So basically everything basically when it comes up to everything comes in pairs. Like it always comes in sets, and that's the theme of it though too. Alright, so Noritoshi has been has to be the father because he passed the blood egg to Chozo. Yuji reveals to us his method of producing hybrid curse children. He ate from and his body became a host to Sukuna, resulting in mixed CRISPR and human parentage. The flashbacks activates because Yuji chose an agent to have this common thread between them as you with Yuji as Sukuna's host. The four of them are almost like family. And that's why because when I saw it, I was like shocked. The flashback also threw Yuji's own parentage into question. In the second chapter, closure reveals that Yuji's tolerance to Sukuna's fingers is an extraordinary once in a thousand years ability. So once in a thousand years. So that should indicate that it happened once few thousand. So it has a 0. 0.1000% chance of happening. Yuji is a bit of a freak. The first chapter alone, before he becomes introduced to Jujutsu sorcery, he chucks a shot put like it's a baseball and pitches it. Yuji also has been lately able to throw every car. That might be a result of Jujutsu training, but he's shown super strength since the beginning, and that's true. It proves to that he's much more agile, quick on his feet, and has a grip of a monkey. And I posed this question though too as well. And I posed it any and I even posed this in the Discord as well too. Is that what in the world is Yuji? Because Sukuna himself asked that question as well. He does not know what he is. Because he even asked that question both in the manga and anime saying, what the hell is this guy? Because Sukuna is like, how is this guy able to control him? How is this guy tolerable to his energy? And, and that really boggles the mind. Yuji's body has two qualities, extremely suited to be the host of Sukuna and experience super strength even before his Jujutsu training began. In the first chapter, we're also introduced to the idea that his parenthood is, I don't know, that's a mistake right there, is questionable. Yuji has no idea who his parents are, and second for him makes it out to be a big secret. Not really. Not really. He tried to tell him, but he just refused to not hear. That's the thing about it. Tried to tell him. So here's a theory. Yuji is also a cursed spirit. A cursed spirit such human hybrid of some kind, most likely with Sukuna as the father, which would make him another brother to the 9 death painting wounds. A modern repetition of Norihitoshi Kamo's Muji's era experiment. Cursed objects resonate with one another. Yuji was a hybrid all along, and and he then maybe he didn't find the finger by coincidence that day. And you see, that's the thing about it too, is that everything in this universe always comes by chance and fate. Because him finding that finger in the box wouldn't be no coincidence. That means that the universe was leading him out. And like I said before, the person said that I want to add back to that theory is that maybe Yuji's ability is to seek out desire, like emotional things, and you know, not that the desire. Cursed objects resonate with one another. By coincidence, he was drawn to it the same way that his decision to eat the finger had an effect on the curse underneath the bridge, focused on the origin of the obedience arc. Yeah, like it was activated. The second extra special focus is given to Yuji's skill when he kills a living human, just Crush Hyper that tried to explore the well what was done. It was sad, really. When what triggered the picnic flashback was the connection between them. Yuji and Chozo are brothers. This adds to the level of dramatic irony. A literary technique originally used in group tragedy by which the full significance of a character's words or actions are clear to the audience or reader, although unknown to the character. That's true. That's very, very true. Yuji unknowingly murdered two of his own brothers. Chozo unknowingly tries to kill a brother to avenge his two dead brothers. This is supported by the flashback itself, and Yuji calls Chozo the and in this arc as well, the Shibuya arc, war arc, when Chozo got this specific memory, he was staggered to the ground and walked away. And his very line was, why was Yuji there? He asked one of the most important questions ever. Why was he there? And I think what he meant by that is not what he meant, like, why is he there? This and that. Like, why was he specifically in here? Because remember, this memory that he could have had before could have been like an actual event that took place. And there they are. One, two, three, four, five. There's six of them. So the others are missing. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? That's not. Wait, is there a number here? 6 and then. So here you go. Big girl. And you guys was our brothers. We were both as cursed versus student hybrids. Makes sense. I think it's best in post normal. So yeah, minus some of the mistakes there, and it is possible. Like, but like I said, because alright, because the character Sukuna himself based off of a historical character in Japan of the same name, same ability, same height and stature, but in a twist. And like I said, Yuji and Sakuna himself look so much alike. Because my initial theory that maybe Sakuna is his ancestor, because and this happens in reality too, is that people who have family for centuries always tend, like in modern day, always tend to somewhat look exactly like what their ancestor looks like, because that's how genetics work. They look like a carbon copy of their ancestor. And the fact that his grandfather, it could potentially mean that his grandfather could be on his paternal side, like his father or his mother. Actually, it could be his mother though. Yeah, I think it's on his maternal side, not paternal side. That's why it's just a mystery. Yeah, this scene like puts it in perspective. Like why what? Because Chozo said, "Why were you there?" He asked himself, "Why was he there?" Because this is like an existing memory, and like some people would like to view is that this is some memory manipulation, like a defense mechanism. But I really don't see it as like a defense mechanism, because the only two times it worked is only two specific people. Because it worked for two specific people. What the first one was total, because when I might end it here.